Good morning, y'all. Happy Monday. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Hopefully, it was restful and peaceful, and you did something that you wanted to do instead of catch up on all the things you didn't do last week. So, I want to give a special shout out to all my teachers. Today is the beginning of Teacher Appreciation Week. So, I want to say happy Teacher Appreciation to all the teachers out there. But I do want to say something before, I go any further with that. So I saw a post on the Fox 5 News, made a post yesterday saying, happy Teacher Appreciation Week, celebrate a teacher or, thank the teacher, something to that effect. Okay. And so I saw some of the comments were like, well, what about school nurses or what about school secretaries or what about the cafeteria staff and everything, and as a teacher myself, I want to say that sometimes it's not so much about the recognition. I get it. We are there for one common goal, and that's to make sure that our children succeed. Okay? We are the foundation to make sure that these children have an education to be able to go out there in the world. Okay? It takes a village. Trust me. It takes the cafeteria staff, it takes the admin, it takes the teachers, it takes everybody to make sure that these children are getting what they need to be successful when they leave. Okay? It's not a slight when people say, happy teacher appreciation, and they don't celebrate the admin, they don't celebrate cafeteria, they don't celebrate, the custodians. That is not a slight, okay? Because if I'm being honest, teachers, we do get recognized in validation for Teacher Appreciation Week, but I can tell you it's been some times where it hasn't been any week. It's been a Wednesday, and it would have been nice for somebody to say, hey, LaQuise, appreciate you for coming in on time today, or hey, LaQuise, appreciate you for staying late, even though the person that was supposed to be here is not here. So, it's just not about, that they're just appreciating the teachers. We all know that it takes, like I said, a village to raise these kids nowadays. Let's be honest. It take a village. It take a tribe. It take a community, a co-op. It take whatever we got. That's what it take to raise these kids nowadays. It's not a slight, okay? And so I just want people to make sure that we're not forgetting the point of, just because we're recognizing teachers, that we don't recognize any of the other support staff. Okay, because that's what it is. We support. Hey, we support everybody. Everybody is support everybody. Because let me be clear. Let me be real clear and honest. It took us daycare teachers years to get the recognition we deserve. For a long time, we were just called babysitters, diaper wipers, daycare workers. We are just now being called teachers in the last couple of years. And if anybody know about where I work, that TSG and WSO will make a man out of you, okay? Keeping up with child progress monitoring, parent-teacher conferences, reading several books, by a certain time, making sure all the kids know what they're supposed to do before they go to the next grade, meetings. Trust me, us daycare teachers, we do a lot as well. And it took us a long time to be recognized as such. But we were there because we knew we need to be there for those children. We didn't need to get, a sticker or a shirt that says thank you for your hard work. Just the fact that we knew that our students were going to be prepared to go out in the real world was acknowledgement and thanks enough. So it's not a slight to any of the support staff that don't have a particular week that they get appreciated. We appreciate you every day, every week. We are all together. Because let's be clear again, you will not be a school secretary, a clerk, a doctor, lawyer, engineer, nurse if it wasn't for a teacher teaching you what you needed to be that school nurse or that support staff or that admin. So a teacher taught you at some point in your life to be able to do what you're doing. Okay, so recognizing teachers is not something that, us teachers look for. It's not something we even expect. Because I appreciate when my parents give me, gifts, and they give me, praise and recognition for teacher appreciation. I do. I appreciate that very much. But if I never got anything else from a teacher or a coworker or a staff during teacher appreciate, I think I'll be okay. I think I will go on with my life and still continue to teach, because it never is and it never was about being recognized. The only thing we want is to make sure our children succeed and go on to be well-rounded human beings that can pass on the wisdom and the knowledge that we have taught them. That's it. That's it. And if you in teaching to do it for any other reason than that, then you probably want to pick another profession. Teaching probably is not going to be where you thrive. Okay? So, like I said, one more time, shout out to all my teachers. Happy Teacher Appreciation Week. And I hope you guys have a good day. I hope you have a good week. And always remember this. Love yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, how you going to love somebody else? All right? Bye, y'all.